why did the same crowds who shouted Hosanna on Sunday scream crucify him on Friday? What happened in between? Well, it wasn't a miracle gone wrong. It wasn't a change in his character. It was a question and his answer that sealed his fate and divided the crowd. At his trial, the high priest asked, "Are you the Messiah?" And you don't get crucified for just claiming to be the Messiah. After all, they were hopefully awaiting for that. But you do get the death penalty for blasphemy. So let's hear Jesus reply to this question. He says, "I am, and you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power and coming on the clouds of heaven." Well, the high priest hears that and goes, "We don't need any more witnesses. You've heard it yourself. Blasphemy," because it was a direct quote from Daniel 7, which was this vision of one like a son of man coming on the clouds and having this eternal kingdom and this eternal glory. And in Jewish thought, no one but God shared in his eternal reign or sat at his right hand. So when Jesus used that language, he wasn't claiming to be a nice prophet, and they knew it. He was claiming to be God in human flesh. And it wasn't just this moment. He forgives sins, something only God can do. He received worship and never stopped it. He called himself I am, the covenant name that God gave Moses. Colossians 1 says that he is the image of the invisible God, and Hebrews 1 says he is the exact representation of his being, the imprint of his nature. So here's the tension. Jesus didn't leave us the option to call him a good teacher. If he wasn't who he claimed to be, then the Pharisees were actually right. He was a blasphemer, a lawbreaker, a deceiver. That's why the shift happened so quickly. He didn't just challenge Rome, he confronted the religious system. He didn't just speak about God, he spoke as God. And that made people either fall at his feet or demand his death. So where does that leave us? We can't stay neutral. We have to study this for ourselves. We have to wrestle with what he claimed. We have to decide, will we shout Hosanna and follow him as king, or will we join the chorus of crucify him and reject him as a fraud? Because if Jesus really was God's ambassador, the image of the invisible God, then our response isn't just casual, it's eternal.